I'm Stroganoff. Please like and subscribe to Cooking with Cam. Right now that's cooking at medium heat. What else we have is we have our garlic and onions. And the most important thing of this entire meal, we have our filet mignon. You want to make sure that you're cutting against the grain when you make this so that it has the best pull or juicy tenderness, some might say. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to heat it up, pretty hot actually. And then once you think it's about ready, you're going to grab your garlic and onions and you're going to go ahead and plop those in and add just about a dash of some butter to that. While that's cooking, the type of mushrooms that we're using are white mushrooms. You can see they have very nice bendy outside. You can see the hairs inside, which are very nice. And we're going to be using a lot of those, all cut up, once these are done browning. And see you then. As you can see, that was a very short mile away, and now we're ready to add our mushrooms. First of all, you can tell by when they're almost brown, and you just want to plop that away. And now you want to add your mushrooms right on into that nice bowl. Now this is optional. What I like to do is I like to grab a nice knife and just get a very small pop of butter on top, kind of just let it cook with the mushrooms. You want to make sure the mushrooms are separated on all sides, and that they're all touching some part of the pan. The reason for this is because you don't want mushrooms to be undercooked, because they could make you sick if they're too undercooked. And we'll see you when these are done cooking. Plop! While those are cooking, we get a nice solid bowl of noodles out. You get a nice bowl for noodles. You're gonna heat that up to, you're gonna put that on your medium setting. And then you're going to get some of your salt. Just do a couple dashes of that in there. You know what they always say, salt makes life better. You know what they always say, salt makes life more salty. Once you get that nice and salted, you're going to let that sit. As you can see with these, we got a lot of steam coming off of it. We're really getting ready to kind of start mixing. You can see it's getting very brown, very burnt. And I guess that's what we're going for. If you're trying to go for more of a sauteed sort of vibe, I would recommend putting a lot more oil. We're kind of going like bare pan on this. In fact, I'm actually going to add some butter, just because it feels like we're going this is kind of more of a representation of burnt, if I can get a hold of it. That's kind of more cooked. If you're looking for sauteed, it will be kind of more of like a, almost, it'll look a little bit more kind of gooey and kind of less, and it looks kind of just more like kind of gooey. It has a different shade of brown, kind of brown throughout instead of brown crust. And since these are done now, we're gonna get those nice and final mixed, and we're gonna put those onto our plate. And I'm gonna put the rest of these on the plate later. And now that that's cleared out of the plate, we're gonna add a little bit more oil, just about like putting a thin layer about on half the pans, right? Put the slightest bit of butter, kind of get that. So we're looking to keep all this excess in here, you know, kind of keep it ready to move. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our magnificent pieces of steak, and we're just gonna plop all those in. Okay guys, now that this steak is done, as you can see, it's nice and crispy. Look at that sizzle, right what we want. There we go. We're gonna grab right over here our mushroom, and we're just gonna plop this in. These are like the chips, but with steak. Look at that. And these ones are a lot more flimsy. These big ones, I'm not saying they didn't taste good. I'm saying that they're more flimsy. Okay, now we got that, we add our beef broth. Now that we have that, we would add our beef broth and add just about 3 cups of sour cream. Now, what we're going to use is we're going to find a nice tool to mix it. A whisk is very ideal. And we're going to kind of start stirring that around. At first it will start out kind of clumpy, but then you'll notice eventually it starts to get better. We're going to add a splash of half and half. And we're going to keep mixing this and we'll see you when it's done. Now that that is finished, stirring around, you'll see it kind of start to almost start bubbling. Depends how much you want it cooked. What we're going to do is we're going to come on in here. We're going to grab that cup of all the mushrooms and all the steaks and sitting out, and we're going to make sure definitely to get all that good juice. We're going to dump it all in. The whole thing. Make sure to get all that garlic that's on the side, and especially all the onion too, because that stuff is really good when it's coming into the final product. Now that we have that, we're going to still keep mixing that around very quickly. And I most likely don't need this whisk anymore. So now we're going to switch back to our handy dandy mixer and see you when that's done cooking. Now that electrics went off, so our pasta's done. It kind of spilled a little down there, which is our stroganoff is also done. Look at that. It might be a little liquidy. You might want to add more sour cream depending on how more solid or liquefied. If it gets incredibly bad, you can add cornstarch, which it has no flavor, but it makes it a lot more chunky. You're going for kind of more of like a fettuccine alfredo. Right now, we're going to add the pasta to this amazing mixture. Let's get a nice solid test of, that's very hot. We're going to move this over to the side. And I'm going to let that cool down very quickly. And I'm going to give you guys a nice solid taste test. Ready? Nice and good. Hold it up. Yep. Now I'm going to dump the pasta in. Mix all that in. Make sure you get in all spots of the pan. Well, folks, here it is. Our steak and mushroom stroganoff. All you're going to do is I got my freshly caught piece of Parmesan. Going to grab a nice piece right there and just drizzle it on top. There it is, my friends. And also, we have another version. If you decide that, you know what, I kind of want to add a bit more of a tang to it, you can add some, what's this, I forgot what this stuff's called. You can add some dill, some sour cream, maybe even some pepper if you want, kind of, and then maybe some cheese, you know, if you want some. And there it is. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I just want to say thank you for all your kindness and support. I hope you guys enjoy. Please make sure to like and subscribe. See you later on Cooking with Cam.